Hey there, metalheads and gamers. This is MetalVania once again. Keeping it metal and keeping it gaming. Now, in this episode, we're going to be going over my action figure collection of my favorite survival horror franchise of all time. That is Resident Evil. Let's get to it.
Resident Evil. Resident Evil. Resident Evil. Resident Evil.
So where shall we start? I know, the Stars Bravo team. Starting with Chris Redfield. Oh yeah! Who, I hate to say, it was kind of boring playing his character in the video game. I wasn't really into it. And plus, his inventory space really sucked. Those of you that are familiar with the game know exactly what I'm talking about. But he's still a pretty good character. Now, I wouldn't say that he looks exactly like the video game, but, you know, it's pretty close. So, next up, Jill Valentine. Oh yeah, look at that massive shotgun she has. I love it. The thing about this figure is it doesn't look too much like the video game, in my opinion. I mean, she has a ridiculously awful face. I mean, it's so stupid looking, but it's still really cool to have, so, you know. Now, this guy was a part of the Stars team, and spoiler alert for those of you that have never, ever played the game, but he was a part of the Stars team, so he was one of the good guys, but then he became a freaking jerk. Albert Wesker. Oh yeah! Look at him in his slick back hair. He is nuts. He is chill. He's cool. Yeah. So, there you go. Okay, so now we're gonna go over some characters from my favorite Resident Evil sequel, Resident Evil 2. Oh yeah. Starting with Leon Kennedy. Oh yeah. Now when it comes to the figures of Resident Evil 2, I think that they did a little bit better when it comes to the regular characters that aren't monsters and zombies, so I think they did a bit better with this one. He looks a bit more like the video game, so which is very cool. So I like it. Next up we have Claire Redfield. Oh yeah, straight up hotness, don't you think? I love it. So she kicks butt. She's probably my favorite female character out of all the female characters in the Resident Evil series. So, yeah, Claire Redfield rocks. So, there you go. And, oh God, such an annoying character. Some of you are probably going to hate me for this, or some of you might agree. Sherry Birkin. Such an annoying little girl in Resident Evil 2. Why? Not only is she annoying and always run off on you, but it's very annoying whenever you have to look after her in Resident Evil 2, because sometimes you'll be leading the way, and you know, if you're too far ahead of her, what does she do? She crouches down into a freaking ball. It just sits there. And you run back to her like, what the crap are you doing? Man, jeez, ridiculous. So, it's still cool having the figure, but at the same time, it makes me think, why do I have this? Next up, Ada Wong. Oh yeah. Now, a lot of you remember her. She's the Asian woman that you team up with in Resident Evil 2 at some point. I'd say like close to halfway of the game. So, you know, I think she's a very good character. So, and also, here's the other version of her from Resident Evil 4. Oh yeah, and boy, she looks even hotter than ever when it comes to this one. Oh, I love it. And of course these guys. Now these guys are the whole reason why the chaos in Resident Evil 2 is occurring. As Annette Birkin says, Sherry Birkin's mother, Sherry that I just went over, none of it would have ever happened if these guys hadn't have tried to steal William Birkin, her husband's research away from him. But they had to try because it was dangerous, and look what happens. It turns people into crazy creatures. So now we are going to go over some zombies. Oh yeah. Now this is one of my favorite zombies right here. What I really like about this zombie is, well, it's a pretty old figure, so it doesn't really do it anymore, but as you can see, his insides are showing right there. And whenever you would press on the stomach, half of him would snap off like that, which is cool. And you could take off his hat, like so, and there's his brains. Brains! I've been watching too much Return of the Living Dead lately. That's such a good series. If you guys have not watched Return of the Living Dead, I highly recommend it if you're a zombie movie fan, so definitely a must-see, especially part 2. Okay, let's go over some more zombies. Take a look at these dudes. Yeah! So, those guys are cool. More duplicates. Look at these guys. Not 2, but 3! 3 of the same zombie! This long-haired, red-headed zombie. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. He must have been a rockin' musician. I'm sure he got lots of the ladies. Oh, yeah. Now it's time to really take it up a notch and go over the crazier stuff than the zombies. All the crazy monsters. Starting with the chimeras. I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's either chimeras or chimera, something like that. But so for those of you that are familiar with the first game, I'm sure you remember bumping into these guys in the underground laboratory. So if you want to take these guys down, you better make sure that you have your Colt Python, because these guys are pretty tough to take down. Never gets old bumping into these guys, right? These giant tarantulas. And of course, the liquor. I don't just have 1, I've got 2. No, I've got 3. Look at all these guys. Actually, still to this day, it's another one of those monsters that I hate bumping into because they are so tough to take down. Unless you're playing on rookie mode in Resident Evil 2, then that's a different story. But I think rookie mode only exists on the GameCube version, and I think the Dreamcast version. And of course, the Cerberus zombie dogs. Look at that. Oh yeah. And one of the things I really like about this figure is that it actually comes apart. Let's say you're some little kid that's playing with all these action figures. You want to pretend like you're shooting the crap out of these guys into pieces. So, pretty gruesome, but satisfying as heck. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I kind of take back what I said before about the liquors driving me crazy in the games, which of course they do, but not as much as the hunters. Oh yeah. Now, for those of you that have played through Resident Evil 1, know exactly what I'm talking about. These suckers, hate these things. These guys drove me nuts. Now, unless you have your bazooka with the acid rounds loaded up into them, then they are very easy to take down. But if you don't have those, no matter what kind of rounds you have for the bazooka, they're still pretty hard to take down. So these guys are just absolutely nuts. So, but yeah, there you go.